I got one last thing I'm going to bring up on some of my outstanding literature that I have, found in the past. And one of them is the last one I'm going to talk about. And one of these days, I hope to get it up on the website. It is this. This is a biomechanical thesis that was used for a master's degree in biomechanics kinesiology at Cal State University, and a thesis presented to the faculty of California State University at Fullerton in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Masters of Science in Kinesiology by G. Trevor Neighbors. This was basically put in and done in, and it's signed by two of the professors on 11/19/96, and a third professor signed it on 11/26. And I know a fair amount about this one because I was involved in it. And this study actually was done based on my swing theory. That's exactly why it was started. And how it came about was I was doing a big at a big golf show. I did a clinic that had about 500 people in it, and I asked the question. I said, according to general golf theory, if you take a parallel swing and shorten it to 3/4, what's going to happen to your club head speed at impact? And I said, if everybody who believes that you will lose club head speed, raise your hand, and just about every hand in the place went up. And then I said, if everybody who believes that you will gain club head speed, raise your hand, only one hand went up, and that was mine. And then I presented to them my 5 reasons why parallel is a lie, or at least not the optimum way to anatomically swing a golf club as far as the human anatomy is concerned. And after I gave those 5 reasons, a young man came up to me and he said, you know, Serge, when you said that you would not lose club head speed but gain it, he said, I thought you were crazy. But when I heard your 5 reasons why parallel is a lie, he said, you know what, I think you might be right. And he told me that he was getting ready to do his master's thesis in kinesiology, and he already had a subject matter approved. But he said if I would find the overswingers, that is people who swung to parallel or longer, and he said, and shorten them up, and we'll check and see. And if I was willing to do that, he'd be willing to rewrite his presentation, get an approval for it, and we'll do it. Well, he did, and we did the study, and we actually found we got mostly people that overswung, and we took people who overswung with a 7-iron. And let me read you some of the results that's in this, whatever it is. It's about 38 pages that it came out to study. That I guess you can go to Cal State Fullerton Kinesiology Department and find this online. But hopefully we're going to try to get this up on the website one day so you can read it in full. But according to G. Trevor Neighbors, the title of the study is called "The Effect of a Shortening of the Full Golf Backswing on Club Head Velocity at Ball Impact." And he said here, one of his things that he said on page 19 was, at ball impact there is no significant difference between the club head velocity of the long and the short backswing technique. However, the short swing technique maintains positive X acceleration through ball impact. As you've heard me say many, many times, in the book, The Search for the Perfect Swing, the conclusion was that to hit a good golf shot, the club has to approach the ball on the aiming line, strike it on the line and be square, leave on the line accelerating and hit the ball solid in a sweet spot while doing the first 3. And so the actual biomechanical study showed that they were about equal. But the key was the long swing was in negative acceleration and impact, and the short swing was still in positive acceleration. But we also did a pilot study before that, and which was done at a golf school. We had a lot more time to work with the players. All these players had no more than about 10 minutes to practice the swing before they got filmed for the second time to test against their longer and overswings, and they only had about 10 minutes of practice, and they achieved these changes. But at the golf school, we had the whole day to work with them, and we had 100% increase in club head speed of the 4 people at the golf school that Trevor just showed up to do. We had 4 overswingers, and 100% of them, all 4, increased club head speed. So, but at the least, even if you don't increase, but you're in positive acceleration versus negative, that's a big difference because we have to have acceleration to hit a golf ball. Trevor went on to say, in the end, his concluding comments started to say, the results of this study indicate the extra movement found in the long backswing is of no benefit. Let me repeat that. No benefit with regard to club head speed at impact. The additional rotations present in the long swing technique may have several detrimental factors or effects. The excessive rotation may increase the torsion forces imposed on a spine, which can lead to or accelerate spinal disc injury. Hello? How many people have bad backs, whether, never mind their neck starting to hurt, their shoulders, or wherever else? And he's saying, he's bringing this out. And he also went and did and researched a lot of other studies that have talked about big rotations and things of that sort. So this just wasn't his own little conclusion here. He's got in the back, like the last 12 pages of this study are listing all the different studies he went and procured data out of. The additional range of motion increases the potential source of error in the technique that can lead to decreased performance on the golf course. Remember, I started off this statement by saying you increase error, you decrease success. And in many cases, with all this increased error because of turning too much, you're also placing all these forces on your body, which are not good. All of this was said on page 28 and 29. And then on page 29, he also said, it should be a major concern to the golf industry that their direct link to the golfing public, the golf teaching professional, is advocating a technique which may be detrimental to the success and health of golfers. Most golf professionals are teaching students a swing technique that is difficult to master and may even lead to injuries. It is fascinating that a new swing technique with which the subjects had little practice would be more consistent than a well-practiced swing. There again, he's referring to how the big turn, long swings have more stress and strain on the body. They're harder to learn, and the shorter, limited turn, three-quarter backswing of the surge swing, they learned it much quicker, much easier, and without all that stress and strain. Lastly, he said, based on these findings, golf teaching professionals who advocate a full backswing for maximum golf shot distance should consider altering their teaching theories. Now again, all of this was said by G. Trevor Neighbors. I had no influence, nothing on what he wrote. It was all based on his findings. After we found these students, we just put an ad out at a couple driver ranges and invited them to come for some free instruction, but be part of a test. And we filmed them before. I talked to him about 45 minutes about the three-quarter limited turn swing, which was based on the wide knees to keep the limited turn and the three-quarter swing, and they hit balls for 10 minutes and then were filmed afterwards. And after that, I had nothing to do with this study. This is what G. Trevor found in his study as well as the other things he looked up. So got a little bit of data here. And as I said, I was involved in the biomechanical study that G. Trevor Neighbors did, but these other things from Dr. Seaman and Paul Geisler, they were just articles I ran across in magazines or somebody sent to me or whatever. But there's plenty of data out there. There's a lot more that I have, and I've been involved in some other studies, and I got some other things getting ready to happen. And naturally on swingsurgeon.com, that stuff will be posted when we get it, and hopefully we'll get most of this up. But I thought it was time to clear up that question, and because we got many new people coming to the website, and if they haven't gotten in and read a lot of the other things, at least through this video, they'll know what's going on. Now, I know this got lengthy. Hopefully you all didn't get put to sleep, but if you stayed awake or at least come back and listen to it 2 or 3 more times, I think you'll find some valuable information that clarifies from people, technical experts in the field of how the human body works, chiropractors and athletic trainers and G. Trevor Neighbors, who's got a master's in biomechanics kinesiology. These people, when you put it to the test, scientifically, the surge swing is the swing. Well, from the Surge, that's it for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.